Hello everyone. So today we'll be talking about or we'll be understanding about how to build question and answer bot using LLM, that are large language models. Okay. So for demo purpose, I have created this user interface. So let's see first what we are going to understand at the end of this video. So here if you see I have trained this Q&A bot with all the events which happened during my 2023. So I have this data available with me. So in this text data, I have trained this bot, and let's see if it is giving you proper answers. So in 2023, one of the main event which happens, that was IPL. Okay. So let me first open and I will show you how your data looks like. Okay. So this is in text format. So current affairs of my 2023. So here if you see we have IPL happen. Okay. 2023, and then final match awardees and all those, and even we have different events as well, which was the best film, okay, and best direct, some awards in the film industry, and then many other events, basically everything which happened during May 2023. Okay, so this data I have used and I have trained the model. Okay, so you can ask questions around these events. So let's focus on IPL. So let me ask who won the IPL 2023. Okay. And then let's see if it answers. Yeah, it's answered Chennai Super King. Okay. Let me ask some more questions who won the purple cap? Hmm? And yeah, Mohammad Sami won the purple cap. Okay. Who won the orange cap? So it will answer, right? So highest run scorer. Okay. And how many runs, or who was the highest run getter? Who was the highest run getter in IPL 2023? Okay. So it will give you, because this all data is there and it is trained on that data. Okay. Sometime also what happens, you have not you have not phrased your query properly so that this bot understands. So that's where it might not answer you. Then you have to rephrase your query and then see what correct query it could be. Okay. Yeah. So it has given the highest run getter in IPL 2023 was Shubman Gill, who won the orange cap with 890 runs. Okay. Now it matches this previous answer as well. So likewise, you can ask all the questions from this. Let's ask list all the important events happened in May 2023. Okay. So let's see if it is answering those events or not. Hmm? Yeah, so it has answered some of the important events. So you can read so basically it is answering based on that customized data. So now one more thing, guys, left side I have given the place for parameters. So here you can input your directory where your data resides, and in that directory it will train the Q&A bot. Okay, so this is a demo. Now let's understand what happens behind the scene and how you can train your custom bot, okay, using large language models. So to get started, basically, so I have created two things basically. One is IPINB notebook, and then one is like a complete application using Flask. Okay, so I will be going through in both the scenario. Okay, both the things I will be explaining. So let's start with the normal notebook. Okay, so where you will see the output just immediate after that's the cell once it runs. Okay, so here you need to of course create a virtual environment so that you can install the libraries inside that environment. So I am creating a Python environment. I also tried with the Conda environment, but after installing, creating Conda environment, and then when I was installing langchain, then I was facing some difficulty, some library conflict. Okay, so maybe it is the actual issue, or I don't know. I have to figure out that thing. But then I switched to a Python virtual environment, and everything worked fine. Okay, so you can also use this one. And then once how to activate this environment, like this, you can activate the virtual environment, and once you are inside that environment, then you can install these libraries. So these are the main libraries you need to install, and once you install these libraries, so simultaneously it will install all the dependencies. Okay, so if I show you so these are me most of the library it installed along with those 5 or 6 important libraries as a dependency. Okay, So the moment you install, so you'll also get these things. So that's fine. Okay. Now, hoping you have installed everything. So next thing is like you need to import certain packages, certain libraries. Let me explain everything. So here from langchain. So basically, what is langchain? So let me stop the application first. Okay. So I will rerun it again and I will explain you. Okay. So forget about this terminal, for example. You just focus on this Q&A notebook. Okay. I'm explaining, and even also you can forget this left side folder structure. I'll be explaining in a moment. Okay. So I'm importing certain libraries here. So what is LangChain basically? So LangChain is the large language model framework. Okay. So using that, you can build applications around large language model. Okay. And then here I'm importing a document loader, and from that I'm importing a directory loader. So basically what it will do, so it will try to read all the documents available inside that directory. And then further, I'm importing OpenAI embeddings. So for all those documents, it will create the embeddings. Okay. So because we need embeddings, because we want to customize large language model to get trained on our specific data. Okay. And then I'm importing LLMs, OpenAI. So I'll be using OpenAI specific large language model. There are other providers of large language model as well. You can use those as well. But here right now I'm using OpenAI. So that's where I import in OpenAI. And then from langchain.chains, import retrieval QA. So first of all, what is chain basically? So chain, you can think of like a normal pipeline or stacking certain tasks. Okay, so here in this case, basically chain combine the prompts and different components which are required for a question answering. Okay, and here like I'm importing a specific chain, that is retrieval QA. So what retrieval QA does basically, it is a chain for question and answering against an index. Okay, so I'll be creating first embeddings, and then on top of that I'll be creating index, and that I'll be storing as a vector DB. Okay, so for vector DB, I'm using chromadb. Okay, this is the open source. There are others, for example, Pinecone. You can use Pinecone as well. Okay, so in my other video, I will be explaining about Pinecone, but this chromadb right now I'm using. Okay, so this is retrieval QA, and then one more chain for question answering is like load QA chain. So this is also work something similar, but there is a difference basically. So here this works on indexing. You directly provide the index of embedding, and then internally it will search the uh, similar document and their index, and then it will try to respond to you. Okay, but here in load QA chain, what it will do basically, you have to provide separately the matching document. Suppose you have set of 20 documents, and your query is based matching to some specific 4 documents. So first you need to identify what are the those matching document, then you need to provide that as an input. Okay, so I'll be explaining all those things. So for now, just focus on okay, what this library will be doing for you. Okay, and then there is a chat model, chat OpenAI. Okay, and then character text splitter, basically what it will do basically, so whatever documents are available inside directory loader, so it will using directory loader, you will load all the document, and then you need to split those document character by character. Okay, so and then later you will be creating the embeddings and then indexing. So for that, character text splitter you use, and chromadb I already told, like this is a vector store. So here you will be storing the those indexes and embeddings. Okay, so this is all about this embedding part. So let me run this. Okay, so if I run, so I am already inside this LLM environment. Here you see like I have chosen this kernel. Then you can choose different kernel, whatever you want to use, whatever you have created basically. Okay, otherwise it will give error. So basically these libraries need to be installed. Let's move further. So now another important thing is, guys, because we are using OpenAI based large language models, you need to have a key with you to access those APIs. So that's where if you go to OpenAI, and then you can create your key, and then have that key with you. Okay, so what I have done basically, I have created a config.ini. Okay, and in this file I have kept the key. So I am not going to show you exactly this config.ini, because that will expose my key, but I have created a duplicate ini file. That's where you can see like how this structure will look like. So here this OpenAI, this is nothing but the section. Okay, you can create different section, and you can read the whatever the content inside that section. So I right now I have only one section. So inside that I have this key. So this is of course a dummy key. So this is not the actual key. The actual key is somewhere else. Like I have another this one config.ini. Okay, so I'm not going to open, but this looks something like same. Okay, so now go back, and here I'm just reading that config ini file using config parser, and then I'm just passing my section information. What is the section name? This is the section name. Okay, so using this, I can get all the details under that section, and then using this JSON kind of thing, key value pair using key, I can read. So now openai key variable holds my key. Okay. So let me run this. If you print this openai key, then it will print you the exact key. Okay. And now I need to provide the directory loader. So in my Flask application, of course, I'm going to use the UI based thing. So that's where you can input your directory. But here I'm just passing the path. Okay. Here, hard-coded path. So inside directory loader, just pass the path, and then what document loader.load will do, it will load all the documents. So let me run this. Okay. And if you print this, then of course it will show you. Let me show you what it prints. Okay. So like this. Okay. It has all that document loaded in the documents. Okay. So let me collapse it. Fine. Okay. Now next thing is, like, as I was explaining the libraries, you have loaded the document. So whatever documents you have, everything will be loaded in this document object. Okay. And then next, like, we need to split those document character by character so that we can create the indexing, and before that embeddings. Okay. So we can give the chunk size and chunk overlap. So like for each splitter, what is the chunk size basically? So 1000 character. Okay. So like this, it will start splitting. So you can provide any chunk size. It's up to you. Okay, how large chunk you want to create, and then if you will create, you will give certain overlap. Then every chunk will have that overlap of characters. Okay, and then text splitter, and then text splitter dot. So here in the first line, I've created the object with those parameters, and then here finally I'm passing the documents which I want to split basically. So the moment I run this, it will split basically those documents based on chunks. Okay, so now here it is creating the chunk size, and it is of course telling which is longer than this specified 1000, because we have specified this 1000. Okay, so these many chunks is created, and now if I just print the length of text, so you can see like how many records it has created, like around 224. Okay, so 224 records chunks it has created for that document. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now next thing is, like, we need to create the embeddings. So I have imported OpenAI embedding basically here, because I want to train my Q&A on customized data. That's where we have to create new embeddings. So you can use OpenAI embeddings. So there are different ways to create the embeddings basically. So here I'm using OpenAI embeddings. Okay, so because I want to just show you the flow basically. Okay, the concept. So here in every step you can use your specific thing. For example, here you can use different embeddings. So here we need to provide the OpenAI key. So I have already read that OpenAI key, and then embeddings object is created, and then those embeddings we have to store. So what we can do now, we can use chromadb. So this is vector store dot from documents. You can provide your document that is in the text, and then embeddings. Okay, then it will create a doc search object. So now let me create. So I mean, you can give any name basically. What is a doc search? Basically on this embedding, you can search the similar documents I'm going to show you. Okay, no problem. So now next, if you just print the doc search, then it will tell you, okay, what is the type? So langchain.vector store. So this is a vector type. Okay, and next, like, we have to define. So now we are ready with our embeddings. Okay, we are ready with embeddings, and we have stored that as a part of chromadb. So here you see, like, this chroma folder has got created, and it has stored all those different embeddings. So first time if you are running, so you might not see all these many embeddings, because I have ran this multiple times in multiple documents. That's where these are the different embeddings. But for you, like, some like 5 to 6 max you will see. Okay, based on the document size. I mean, it's not fixed 5 to 6. Based on the document size, you will see. Okay, so the next thing is, like, we have to define the which model we are going to use. So I'm going to use GPT 3.5 Turbo. This is a large language model. And then if we pass that, we need to create the LLM basically. So chat OpenAI. Here we can pass the OpenAI key and which model basically I'm using. So we can use a model name. Okay, certain parameters. So you can just hover, and then you can see, like, what different parameter you can pass. Okay, so likewise. and a bit of explanation also you can see. So now next thing is like retriever. So here, as I explained during library import, like I'm going to use retrieval QA, but there is another chain also, like load QA chain. Okay, so first let's see how retrieval QA works, then we'll also see how load QA chain works. Okay, so retrieval QA basically, here to use this one, so you need to, what you need to do basically, you need to pass the LLM and then chain type. So there are different chain type available. For example, stuffing, there is map reduce, there are many other refine. Okay, so there are many other chain types are available. So if you simply go to langchain document, okay, so here a very nice document is available for langchain. So if you go to python.langchain.com, okay, so here you can read all these things. Okay, so this is the retrieval QA that's I'm just explaining you. Okay, so let's go there. So we have, so stuffing basically what it does, basically it creates the stuff of all the documents together. Okay, and that's where it becomes slightly bulky. So and then on top of that, it performs the search. But then we have refine and we have map reduce. For example, refine, what it does basically, so it read the documents one by one, and it keep on refining the search mechanism internally. Okay, so that's where like you can do the experiment by providing different chain type here. And then of course retriever, this the retriever object we have created, and then verbose, like it will show like what is happening in the output. Okay, actual everything basically. Okay, so now if I just run this, okay, so now I have created a QA chain object, and now I can pass the query. So basically here, I'm using the current affairs of 2023. So let me give some questions from there. Like who won the IPL 2023? Okay, and then see what response I'm getting. Okay, so it is entering into the new chain, and then it has finished. And now if I print the response, so it will print, okay, Chennai Super King won the IPL 2023. Okay, and likewise, you can keep on entering different questions and you will get different answers. Okay, so that's fine. So this is how a retrieval QA works. And now next thing is like your load QA chain, how it works. Okay, so for that, what you need to do, so I have created, so like here I have created a retrieval QA chain. Similarly, you can create load QHN. So I named it like chain 2 and load QHN. So here, if you see, like I am passing only LLM and chain type. Okay. Here you have passed retriever also. I'm not passing retrieval. So that's where while querying, we have to pass something more as well. Okay. So let's first create the chain. Okay. So chain is created, and now I said like in load QHN we have to pass the similar documents as well. So how you will get similar document? Using doc search. Okay, so this vector store, so it has similar document. So for similar document we have to provide the query as well. So I'm passing the query. So what is the query? So here I've defined who won the IPL 2023. You can have different questions. Okay, that's fine. So here if I just um, run this, then here it will show, okay, what are the matching documents. So like let me go at the top. So this is the first document. Okay, and then if I scroll, then from here another document is starting. Okay, and then here I have another document. Okay, so basically based on the chunks we have created different documents, right? Of course, as a whole, it was only one text file, but we have divided it, right? So this is a matching document. So once we got the matching document, basically, then we can get the response. So what you need to do, basically, QHN2, that is the load QHN.run. And here you need to provide the input documents and then question, that is a query. Okay. But in case of retrieval QA, we have not provided, we have not passed this. Rather, we have passed retriever object. Okay. So that internally it retrieves. Okay. And if I just simply run this, then what it will do basically, okay, what is the problem? Let's see quickly what it is. Okay, tuple object has no attribute, page content. Yeah, just a minute. Let me see what happens. Okay, so the problem is here, it is not compatible with, like if we run similarity search with score. Okay, so here what I did basically, I wanted to generate the score also of all the matching documents. So if I run this, so you will see, okay, let me expand this. Okay, so here you see like for each let me just a minute. Okay, for each document at the end there is a score. Okay, so that's it. I wanted to show, okay, what is the matching score for each document. But to pass that in the load QA chain, what you need to do, basically, you need to have simple similarity search. So it will simply return, okay, what are the matching document without a score. So now here you see like score is not mentioned at the end. Of course, we have certain metadata like which file it is reading, but score is not available. Okay, now let me collapse this. And now if I run this, then it will work. Okay, so that was the problem basically here. Now it is giving me the answer properly. Okay, so let me collapse this and let me simply print like the response, because it will try to print here everything, because we have verbose is equal to true somewhere here. Okay, verbose is equal to true, so it will print everything like what thought process it has gone in between calculating the answer. Now here the answer is Chennai Super King won the IPL 2023. Okay, so we have got the same answer what we have got using retrieval QA. Okay, so this is all about using retrieval QA as well as load QA chain in terms of notebook. Okay, now next I'm going to show you, okay, how to create a application around this. Okay, so here I'm going to use the Flask library in Python. So using Flask web framework, I'm going to create a small application. Okay, the application will look like this. Uh, this one. Okay, so what we have explained at the very beginning. So let me start again here, guys. Same libraries I will be using. So you have already installed Flask. If not, then you can install Flask now, because I'm going to use the Flask. Okay, and now if you are inside this, then so I have already activated the environment, but if you want to activate the environment freshly, you can run this command. Okay, and then what all files I'm creating. So guys, these are anyway data1, data2 file where I have kept the data. So these two I will be using to train different Q&A bot, and forget about all these below things. Okay, this is anyway data files, and then these are the different applications, and this is our environment. So if you are creating environment, so you will see some folder like this. Okay, so just focus on this custom QA here. Okay, this chroma, this again got created the moment you executed this Q&A notebook, which we have just learned. Okay, so forget about this dot chroma as well. This will be also auto created. Okay, so what folder you need to create? Simply create a static folder, create a templates folder. So remember here ES is there. If you do simply template, it will give error. So you need to have templates. This is the basic directory structure of a Flask web application. Okay, then I have a config where I'm kept all the keys, and then forget about EDS. So this is the different application. Just focus on main.py. Okay, these so main.py, templates, and statics. These three things are important. So let's go and understand what is there inside the main application. Okay, so here again, those are the same libraries which we have simply talked during the notebook execution. The extra one is like Flask, because we are going to use the Flask web application. Okay, again, this is the same, like we have read the OpenAI key using config parser. So that is that code I have already explained. And here I'm initializing Flask web app. Okay. And then I'm expecting you have basic understanding of Flask. Okay. Otherwise, you can watch my other video where I've explained the Flask from beginning. Okay. So some time ago I have created, you can get it in the playlist. But yeah, so now we have different routes. Basically, the first route is the basic route. So here index.html. So I'm going to explain the index.html in a moment. So this is the HTML part. Then second route or method I have, basically the set parameter. So the moment so basically in future I'm going to have this very generic application. So here I am going to have different parameters. For example, directory path. I will also have option to select the model from the UI itself and pass the chain type, agent type, different parameters here. So everything will be dynamic, and what kind of application you want to create, so that everything will be dynamic here. So that's so I'm in the very initial phase right now. So right now I have only one parameter here to set the path. So this set parameters. Okay, so here I'm going to set the path what I'm going to receive from the UI. So here using request.form directory, I'll be having data directory path, and I'm making it global so that I can access this in other method as well. Okay, and then doc search. So same doc search basically. So it will create the indexing and all. Okay, so this doc search, so generate and store embeddings, and then generate QHN. So these all we have seen. So these are just the method name inside that, whatever we have seen here. So this is the same thing. Okay, so that's what I'm going to explain you. So this is a first method where I'm just setting the parameters and then document loader. So directory here I will just pass the directory. So it is a global variable, so I can access here easily, and then it will create the documents. It will load the document in the memory, and then I will split the document using character text splitters. Of course, I'm giving the chunk size and chunk overlap here. The same thing what we have seen in the notebook. Okay, same I have just divided in terms of methods. And then third one is like, so this is in sequence. Basically, first you need to load the document, then you need to split the document in the characters, then you need to generate the embeddings. Okay. So using OpenAI embeddings, I will be generating the embeddings, and then using chromadb, I'm storing those embeddings in terms of vector indexes. Okay. Here. So the moment you run this, it will be created here. Okay. And then last, I'm creating the generate QA chain. So here basically I'm using this model. As I was telling, I want to keep it pure generic, so that every parameter I'm reading from the UI. So, but now I am just hard coding it as this model name. You can use any other model name, but in future my plan is to read this as well from the UI. And then I have this chat OpenAI large language model object, and then retriever QA. Okay, and then I'm creating the chain from retriever QA. Okay, and then this chain will go return. And then the moment I'm typing any query, so I'm just getting the query like request.args.get. So in the message, I'll get the query from UI, and then I can run whatever a chain I want to run. Okay, so this is QA chain. This is coming from this one. Okay, and then if you want to have load QA chain, so that also you can use. Okay. But for that, you have to pass the matching documents as well. Okay. So now this is our main.py file. And then I'm using some HTML. So inside template, if you go, then you have stored certain HTMLs basically. So the first one is like index.html. So not the first one, basically, let's start with the layout basically. Okay. So this is a normal HTML file, HTML structure. And in head, I'm just using all the libraries basically. So here you will see different JS files and Java jQuery files, and then Bootstrap for styling. Okay. And then I have one custom styling that is kept inside static. Okay. This is style.css. Okay. And then this is the title LLM demo, what you see here basically, this one, this title. Okay. And then we have main body section. That's where your index.html code will reside. And then this is the like progress bar, simple spinner. Okay. And then you can have also some footer. And now the index.html, which come and sit here basically. Okay. And then what is the content in index.html? So I have created some cards using Bootstrap. So inside card, we have header like LLM application demo, and then inside card body, I have a row basically, and row is divided in two columns. First column width is 4, and second column width is 8. So that's where you see like this column is little wider than this one. Okay, based on your need, you can divide. Okay, so these columns are divided into 12 units. So whole width is divided into 12 equal part, and then based on that, whatever each needs. So I have divided first in 4 unit and second in 8 unit. Okay. So in first, basically, I have created a form here. Of course, we have some header. So like use case parameter selection like this here. So this is the header, and then inside that I'm having directory path. So using form, because in future I'm going to have multiple fields here. So that's why I created a form. So right now I have only directory path and then one submit button. Okay, so here user can input the directory path, and then using submit button, he can submit the form. Okay, and then all the parameters will be recorded as backend. And then in the next column, inside the same row, I have this LLM Q&A bot designing. Okay, so here it's they're very simple. Basically, this is some styling part. Okay, and then here I have a main class messenger chat. So these all classes are defined inside this CSS basically here. Okay, so no worries. And then I have this bot image like chatbot.png, whatever you see here, this one. Okay. And then in person image, I have stored this one. Okay. So like this. So this is the area. And here I have, of course, a hard coded this timing, which I need to make it dynamic. I just forgot. Okay. And then here, like this is the welcome message. And then after that, this is the basically block where you user can input the text box, and using send button or enter button, you can send the response. And then below we have some scripting basically. Okay, so like bot image or person image and bot name and person name. Okay, and then we have some event listener which will listen those event, and basically we have append message inside that one. So it will keep on appending the message. Otherwise, if you don't have append message, then this whole screen will not look like this. It will show only the latest message. Okay, so we are basically appending on top of that. And how append message will look like, basically here I'm passing the name, image. So basically name like person name or bot name. Okay, so bot responded or person queried, and then of course side and some text. Okay, so what is there in the side? You can also look, it will be somewhere. Um, so basically it is nothing but like here. So here person name, person image, and then which side, right side or left side. Okay, so that we are passing. And then message text is nothing but the like a response. So response I'm going to show you immediately. Okay, there is a method. So using append method, we have again some HTML code. So which will basically whatever response it is getting. So in message text, it will append here and it will generate the HTML basically. Okay, and then here this is the final method of bot response. So here you just simply pass the raw text, that is the nothing but the query which person is typing, and then $.get. I'm calling this get method. I'm sending this raw text, and once done, so of course this thing will be shown in the log console, and then here message text that response will come. Okay, and this message text I'm passing here in append message. Okay, so the moment it is response from bot, it will be printed left side, and when it is query from a person, it will be printed right side. That's where right and left are there. Okay, so right side person, left side bot response. Okay, so this is the whole HTML part basically. Okay, and then how you can run basically. So to run basically, what you need to do, you need to come into the same folder, and from there you can simply do python main.py. Okay, and then it will run in a moment. Okay, and then you can open this URL. So it will open new URL. So now you see, once we ran python main.py, so we have seen like this UI opens. Okay, so here left side we have a directory path. So let me input the directory path. So before that, in starting, I have shown you on this data basically. So that is like this May 23 current affairs. But let's train on this data. Okay, that is the women's cricket history. So let me pass this directory path here. Okay, and now if I submit, okay, then let's see what is happening in the backend. So basically it is trying those it is calling those method one by one, and first it will try to create the embeddings, but for that it will try to create the basically different chunks. So it will load the document, and it will create the it will split the document into characters, and then it will create embeddings. Okay, and once it is done, so of course that progress bar will go, and now you can ask the question from this. Okay, so now let me show you. Okay, now if you ask the question around IPL, okay, it will not answer who won the IPL 2023, because this answer is not there. So let's see what it is replying. So it is clearly saying, I don't have information about the winner of the IPL 2023, as it is a feature event. Okay, but it will answer all the questions around the women's cricket history. So you can answer ask like when women's cricket started. Okay, and let's see what answer it is giving. So yeah, so it is telling clearly women's cricket started in India in an organized way with the establishment of blah 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 in 1971. Okay, and then you can even ask like when did first international women's cricket match happened. Okay, then let's see like if it is answering that question or not. So now it is clearly saying the first international women's cricket match happened in 1934 between England and Australia. And now if you are interested to know, okay, when did Indian women's cricket team played first international match? Okay, so let's see what it is answering. So it is clearly saying, okay, the Indian women's cricket team played their first official international match against West Indies in 1976. Okay, so likewise, you can keep asking different questions around women's cricket history, and it will answer you everything. Okay, so that's guys, here you have seen how to train the model on customized data. Now, if just simply change this data 1 to data 2. Now data 2 directory has the data of May 23 current affairs. So now let me retrain the model on that data. Okay, so it will again do all that stuff. It will update the embedding and everything. Okay, it will take few seconds, and now it is done. And now you can ask question around 2023 events. Now if I ask the same question, okay, around women's cricket history, then it will not answer me. Okay, now let me ask the same question. Okay, and let's see what it is telling. It will simply say, I don't know the answer to that question. Okay, but if you ask around different events in 2023, okay, so who won the best actor award, okay, in May 2023 event? So now it will answer. Hrithik Roshan won the Best Actor award at the May 2023 event. Okay, so list main events in May 2023. It will list down. So that's where like you can train the model on your specific documents. It could be HR policies for any organization. Okay, it could be any if you have created any product, so it could be answers around your product demos. Okay, like user guide, how to use that product. Okay, even you can create a technical documentation and you can have question around that one. For example, you have a technical documentation available for the big product. Okay, and a new person joins and he don't know a particular function what it does basically, then he can simply ask, okay, what can you please explain this function, and based on that technical document it will easily explain you. Okay, so that's all I wanted to at least give you the initial information. Like I hope this will help you to at least get started with LLM applications and build Q&A application. That is the first application I built. Okay, now my aim is like to have this as much as generalization possible, so that every input we provide from this, and I'm going to make this application, this UI, more generic. In future you will see this as a whole product. Okay, so for now I think it is done. So if you have any question, then please comment me, or you can also connect with me and then ask your question and we can discuss. Okay, so that's all for now. So that's it. Thank you.